2021, right? Read that. Candace Owens, we need to blackmail her faster. The harder one is Candace because she's very resistant. Okay? That's a plain and simple blackmail scheme on Candace by Bill Barr's daughter. Make sure, if you have not seen the segment that starts like this, where it's me reacting to this video, do not turn off this video until you see that. There's a reason why I'm putting it at the end, okay? We want everyone involved to think that this video is only about what's there so that as many people can see this as possible. You got to work the system. Do not turn this off until you see this. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So I got a banger of a video for you guys right now. So we got updates in the Candace Owens situation, and then I've got, okay, like I know I do this sometimes, but in this case, I really have to do this because I do not want to say what is in the third act of this video. We're going to talk about Candace. We're going to also talk about a blackmail scheme that just got exposed, or I certainly had never seen. Okay, exposed text messages that literally say we need to get blackmail on her faster so we can put a lid on this thing. I am looking at them on my screen right now, okay? That's in the second part. The first part is I'm going to show you Officer Tatum, who is, listen, guys, I mean, I don't need to educate anybody where Officer Tatum has been kind of landing most of the time. Certainly not on the same side of the fence as Candace. Now, obviously, they did Blexit together, and so they have a relationship. But he is like, I'm convinced that this assassination plot is real now. And he said that he's seen things that that convinced him, okay? We know who butters his bread, dude. You think he's just going to throw that out there if he hasn't? Okay, so we're going to look at what he said, then we're going to look at the blackmail stuff, and then I'm going to show you something that's going to absolutely melt your brain, okay? Melt your brain. And you will know what I'm referencing because I'm going to tell you when we start that part of the video. It has to do with where certain American departments of, actually, you know what? We're just going to wait, dude, okay? We're going to wait. Now, let's jump right into this right this second, okay? So here is what Officer Tatum said last night, okay? Check this out.
Then, brother, the American government, I don't care how much you don't like Candace, I don't care how much you've been trashing the American government and the FBI, they got to do something. And I'm going to tell you what they will do. It doesn't matter right, wrong, or indifferent. They have to investigate this. They have to investigate this. And I think that if it is found to be true and the proof prevails, which I'm convinced, after talking to Candace and the stuff that we talked about, I'm convinced, then that means that there should be dire consequences for the French government and whoever else was involved, the Macrons or whatever, dire consequences. I'm talking about the American government should go after them like never before.
Okay, so let me go ahead and double down on that, right? If it turns out that the French president and first man lady put a hit out on Candace Owens, an American podcaster, as far as I'm concerned, dude, okay? As far as I'm concerned, we can't, listen, like, this is the important thing to understand. We cannot go to war with France. That cannot happen, okay? That cannot happen. We also need to maintain our alliances. The more, I talked about this in my video last night, I can't stress enough how important it is that we do not get tricked into a situation where we are destroying our alliances. Okay. Now, when it comes to NATO, I just want to take a real quick thing. There was this huge thing about how we were handling that when it was like, hey, pay your fair share. And he was right about that. But as kind of alliances started to get a little bit shaky, I'm like, okay, we got to be careful not to like break these things. Okay. NATO's super important. As much as people are, oh no, it doesn't matter, we just protect them. It's like, dude, it's not what it's about, man. It's about economics, okay? It's about economics. They rely on us for this. We spend this astronomical amount of money on defense. No one wants to bang with us when it comes to the military, right? So we provide them with protection, and then, we basically own them, right? And so it's not that it's fair if they're not doing their fair share. Like, he's right about that, but we have to protect these alliances. Very important. Okay. As much as people think they're not, they are. And when it comes to this, if a situation like this ends up being disinformation or whatever, like, we just need to make sure that it's true. But if it's not, and they really put a hit on Candace, they got to go, man. They got to go. Okay. What would Putin do? Okay. If this was one of a Putin, or a podcaster in Russia, very prominent podcaster in Russia that was, whatever. Like it was obviously it's a little different in Russia. If they were a dissenter, I don't even know if you would consider Candace a dissenter, but either way, okay, if it was someone who was friendly to the Russian government and some foreign country that they were friends with, right, the president put a hit on that person, Putin would put plutonium in their soup. You know it, I know it, okay? He would go make a back deal with whoever's going to be in next, and they would remove them from the position, and he would poison them to death. That is exactly what he would do, period. Okay? I can't see a world where, at the very least, the Macrons are not stripped of their positions and thrown into prison, at the least, okay? We can't allow there to be a world where they do, it's prison rules. This is prison rules. What's the point of being powerful if people can just come in and whack us out? You know what I mean? Like, I know we have the military. I know how all this really works. You're doing business deals and all this stuff. Oh, we use the military. Are you scared? And then the CEO of this gigantic energy company or BlackRock or whatever actually is using our military in order to get these deals in place that they want. And I know, Kushner's over there and he's like, we're going to rebuild this area, whatever, yada, yada, using the economics and the military to actually enrich ourselves. I get it, dude. I get it. But it's also that's not all there is. Okay. No one can be allowed to do that shit. We're American. They should be terrified of us, dude. They should be absolutely terrified of us. We're going to send a hit team into America to kill the most prominent podcaster. Okay. You got to make an example of them. Prison rules, throw them off the tier. You know what I mean? What would you do? What would you do in prison if this is the same thing? Behind the back of the leader of some, prison gang, they put a hit out on someone, like some big person in there and didn't tell the leader, didn't get permission from them. What would happen? You either go to war or you kill that person. It's about setting parameters. And the only way that you do that is with fear. They need to be afraid of us, dude. Now, one thing that we could do through friendship is I'm going to extend my hand to you and hope that you are living up to the handshake deal that we're making, which is that you will subscribe to the channel if you watch my stuff. It's just a one-time thing. It takes 1 second. And then everybody else who's already subscribed, like this video. I appreciate you guys. Okay. Now, I want to make another point about this particular concept really quick, and then we're going to move on to the blackmail. Okay. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen the movie House of Dynamite. Okay. Now, if you have not seen it, then, skip forward a few minutes, right? Or if you're not going to watch it. Okay. Actually, I'll tell you when we're going to get into spoilers, right? So in that movie, okay, the point of that movie is there's been an ICBM, which has been launched in the direction of the United States. Like it's incoming nuclear tipped ICBM coming at Chicago. Okay. And the whole movie is this like 30 minute, I think it's like 30 total minutes. Whatever. Very short period of time between when it's launched and how the different parts of the government react to this incoming ICBM, us trying to knock it out of the sky, what happens, like how these, the president, all that stuff, but it happens in these different chapters. Okay. So right now, if you have not seen the movie and you want to watch it, then you can go ahead and like skip forward a few minutes, but obviously this fails, right? So this missile's going to hit the United States. Okay. That's the actual thing that this movie's about. It's like, what happens if a single atomic weapon, thermonuclear weapon hits the U.S. One bomb, one missile, okay? They don't know who shot it. They have no idea what country shot it. They think it might be North Korea, but they don't really know. So like no one knows who shot this thing, okay? And so we fail. Our missile defense system fails, and we find out it's like 60%. It's only 60% on a good day, and it missed, okay? So it's going to hit Chicago, right? You don't know what's going. Okay, the Secretary of Defense just jumps off a building at the end because she's like, "This is over." He knows it's over. Everybody knows it's over. Okay, so the last chapter is the President of the United States, and the President of the United States has to make a decision on what we're going to do. Okay, because Russia has turned on all of their missiles, China has turned on all of their missiles, And because the United States has turned on all our missiles. And so they're like, oh shit, we go to DEFCON 1. Everybody is reacting to what everybody else is doing because of this one missile. Okay. And bottom line is like the president has to decide if they're going to hit someone. Okay. Like he has to decide. It's like, who are we going to launch at? He's like, we don't know who shot it. And it's like, well, I mean, everyone's advising, we have to hit someone. They're literally telling him, like, we have to launch our missiles at someone. Okay. And so the reason that a lot of people have hammered this movie is because it ends without the missile landing. Like, it's going to destroy Chicago. Like, that's going to happen. And the movie ends with the president going into these like underground bases, and you don't see what decision he makes. And they're all, oh my God, worst ending of a movie ever. Yeah, fucking right. Best ending to a movie ever. I've argued with many people about this. And if the people who are like, it's the worst movie ending ever. I thought at first, I'm like, that's the end. And then the movie sunk in, then the movie really sunk in. And obviously I think about these things a lot more than most people. And I realized the point of the entire ending is that it doesn't matter what he does. We're fucking done. Everything is over. Everything that you hold dear, it's over. Done. Whether he launches the missiles, doesn't launch the missiles, it's fucking over. There's no way out. Okay. We're fucked. Okay. Fucked. But the point is, right, is they're saying that if we don't hit someone, we have to surrender. Like, we're going to just have to surrender. It's like, you have to hit someone. Okay. Now, whether or not this is, we're not at the level of thermonuclear war, right? But you can't let international presidents of other countries come in and assassinate our people because you don't like what they're saying when we have freedom of speech. Are we going to defend freedom of speech or what? May as well surrender. If they're allowed to do this, then all of this means jack shit. Okay. Now let's look at the blackmail story. Okay. Look at this. So moving over to this story. Okay. So look at this. Okay. Lauren Witzke says that, so this dropped last night also. Okay. It says we need to blackmail Candace faster. So Project Veritas broke a huge story revealing that AG Bill Barr's daughter was trying to set up and blackmail Candace Owens when she was a senior DOJ official. Mary Barr Daley also trying to set someone up with an underage girl to blackmail him. Wow. That's unbelievable. Okay. Bill Barr's daughter. Okay. Bill Barr's daughter. You guys know who Bill Barr was, right? Okay. Pretty big figure in the original administration of the current president, right? Someone who was responsible for saying whether or not certain types of fraud happened. Okay. And so this is Bill Barr's daughter now, who is actively, this is 2021? So in 2021, right? Read that. Candace Owens, we need to blackmail her faster. The harder one is Candace because she's very resistant. Okay? That's a plain and simple blackmail scheme on Candace by Bill Barr's daughter. Think about that. Think about what that means. All right, so let's actually take a look at exactly what was said, okay? So this is, hi, I need to start working on the blacked out and Candace Owens case. The question mark. Armstrong will give you the commands, but we need to focus on black and something first. Work with Armstrong on this. Send some underage girl to secure him. He's an easy target. The harder one is Candace because she's very resistant. Gather the group to come up with a good strategy, but don't waste time for whatever it would. Okay, so whoever that is, I'm guessing, I think that's RFK would be my guess. That's probably RFK. Because look, if you look here, right here where it's blacked out, it's long, right? Robert F. Kennedy, and then here it's short and RFK first for RFK, right? Like it's long and then it's short. So my guess, again, is that that's going to be RFK. I don't have any idea, and I certainly am not saying that he would be an easy target for an underage girl. I have no, that's definitely not my implication in any way. RFK's my guy. I've already told everybody if he was running for president, I would have voted for him over anyone. I would have voted for RFK. Anyway, okay, so now over here, she's like, have you been working on the issue with Candace Owens? We need to blackmail her faster. Klatchik has been very affected. Tell Armstrong to send the photographer to follow her and also follow her husband. This person says, AW want to know if they need to focus on Candace or another short one, RFK probably. I mean, I'm guessing. Candace first. I'm so angry. I'm so angry at her that I can't stop thinking if the things she says about Klatchik are taken seriously, they will investigate the use of money in the election campaign. We have to bring out material to destroy her reputation before she gets to us. Damn, dude. Wow. When did this drop, dude? Okay, so it appears they were running cover for former Baltimore candidate Kimberly Klatchik. If so, it explains why Klatchik has been a huge rampage against Candace Owens since she questioned her campaign finance spending, calling her crazy and sometimes insane. I don't think Americans understand how deeply corrupt our government truly is. This is just one text message. Imagine how many other people they have set up and blackmailed. Listen, this is par for the course in the game they are playing. Okay? Par for the course. Wow. So Kimberly Klatchik actually responded and said, Project Veritas already confirmed I have no involvement. This one has to run cover for me. Get a better conspiracy theory. And this is their interaction with Project Veritas. Please reveal all redacted information on those texts immediately. Why protect anyone here, Project Veritas? Project Veritas says, hi, Kimberly. This story is not about you, but if you continue to make it about you, then that's your decision. Good luck. Look at the comments. Your stupid followers are making it about me, so fix it. It hits because you're sus. Yeah. So, I mean, bottom line, that is damning, dude. Representation for Mary Barr stated the texts are fabricated. Meanwhile, neither she... Okay, hang on. So, representation for Mary Barr stated the texts are fabricated. Meanwhile, neither she nor other subjects of our release texts, such as her father, Bill Barr, Armstrong, Williams, Jason Miller, nor Michael Ben Ari, have followed through on their legal threats. Fear of discovery? Probably. If it's fake, then they would sue. Bottom line, they would sue if it's fake. That's not even a question. That's not even a question. Okay. Now, like I alluded to at the beginning of the video, okay, this is the moment where I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your freaking mind. Okay. So check this out. Okay, this is Angela Rose. Okay, she's a big conservative podcaster. I'm actually going to do her show in December. Sounds like we are all booked and ready to go. But so I was looking at her videos today, and I stumbled on this one from 2 days ago. Okay, I'm just going to play this, and this is about. So this is actually. Let me just preface it like this. This is about X. Doing that feature where you can see where the accounts are coming from. Okay. Just buckle up, dude. Okay. Buckle up.
Will display the base location of each user in order to combat bots and inauthentic engagement and misinformation and foreign interference. So if you guys are not actively on X, I'm going to catch you up to speed. And if you are active on X, I just want to slow down for a second because this is crazy. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. So a lot of people have been taking screenshots of their own account, being very proud to say that they are based in America. However, some of the biggest counts just have the most ironic locations. One of them is a rumor.
Ironic is definitely not the word I would use when it comes to the one she's about to show you. I don't know. Ironic's wrong. How about damning to the point of unbelievable?
That is going around right now, that the Homeland Security is based out of Israel. Now, the Homeland Security actually did reply to this rumor, and I'm going to read that to you in just a second, but this is a apparent screen recording that somebody took, but how do we know that they are not foreign-based, right? They say, I can't believe we have to say this, but this account has only ever been run and operated from the United States. Screenshots are easy to forge. Videos are easy to manipulate. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Hey, Did they deny it? Did they deny it? Did they deny that it was created in Israel? All it says is where it is created. Okay? This is slippery, intentional language that tries to give, push you off the scent, but there is nowhere that says that the account was not created in Israel. The Department of Homeland Security's X account, okay, DHS, the X account created in Israel. Right? I'll let her read that to you guys again just to make sure that everybody hears that. That is not a denial. That is an intentionally slippery wording where they just listen to what they say.
Foreign based, right? They say, I can't believe we have to say this, but this account has only ever been run and operated from the
It's only ever been run and operated from the United States. Okay, well, no one said that it wasn't. They said it was created in that country. Okay?
United States. Screenshots are easy to forge. Videos are easy to manipulate.
Yeah, and how is that relevant? Screenshots are easy to forge and videos are easy to manipulate? Okay, so are you saying that the screenshot that was shared that showed where it was created is fake? Because that's not what you said. You said screenshots are easy to forge. Okay, cool. That's an interesting point that you made. And, videos are easy to manipulate. Also, sweet. What does that have to do with anything? Does that mean, are you directly saying that this is a forgery? Because you definitely you're not saying that. So are you pretending to say that while not saying that? I'm just curious, right?
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. So a complete non-denial. So the X account for the Department of Homeland Security is created in another country. I can't think of a country that would be more interesting to the current America First population. Okay? How is that not the biggest story in the world right now? Right? I might just throw caution to the wind and make this the first segment. I can't decide. Anyway, that's what we got. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye-bye.